kid in full hockey fit pulls up and sits right in front of you, and you can't see a thing. This might be more of a me guy move than just bringing your glove to a game. At least your glove is not right in the people behind you's face. I'm not trying to grow my bones anymore. My bones are grown, bro. I don't need to drink milk. I'm not a baby. You know who drinks milk? Babies and children. I don't put milk in my coffee. I drink black coffee like a grown-up. He ain't throwing a pick. If I could speak another language, I'd say it in that one too. It's time to dust off old Krabs again, take the less than half a pick, and f***ing cash would be tonight's. Tail it, fade it, I don't give a shit. I'm making money on it.
Chat, what's good? Welcome to another episode of BTL. I'm your host, Jovan, and I'll be solo today, ripping it on a Friday. We have no choice. We got games to get to today and for the rest of this weekend. And we do also have Goots up and moving as well in the background, which is huge.
Chat time for us. Chat time for us. Massive. Huge.
God awful cap you got on there, I'll say it.
Had to break out the my favorite cap for BTL Friday. Had to do it.
Understandable. That's hip cap to that. You got Tiger. Is that Tiger on the shirt too?
That's Tiger.
My
sure
God.
Sure
Friday
is.
Tiger. Friday Tiger is nuts.
Bitching with Dave the other day about how golf's hard to sport, so I figured I'd whip it out, and he's not even here, so I can't even show him the shirt. It's all right.
Unbelievable. Well, here you're juiced up for some margaritas this weekend, Goots.
Yeah, I'll be getting those on Sunday.
Getting those on Sunday.
Along with
Rivers from chat that unders may have been canceled today. Unders may have been canceled today. We're gonna have some overs on the show.
Thought Trent was gonna do a show today.
What's up, Goots?
Thought Trent was gonna do a show today.
Yeah, he woke up at 10 o'clock and apparently had to get ready for coin leans that he brings 0 nuggets to anyway. What could he possibly have to get ready for coin leans? To say SEC matchups, man. Shit's unbelievable. We'll be good, though. We'll be good, though. Might as well hop right into it. I don't think we have recap graphics.
Shout out the Mavs.
Yep, shout out the Mavs. We really let Rav get one. I should thank you, Krabs. We got plays for today to get straight into before the weekend. Let's do it. Shout out the Spurs. All Texas card, rocking with it. Spurs in this rematch against the Warriors from a couple days ago, and this one happens to be a cup game, so you can say it means a little more. What a game that was, though. 125-120. Warriors won in San Antonio. Now we get a rematch of that after a just vintage Steph performance. Maybe not quite the three-point shooting performance that you would have expected in one of those. He only shot 5 for 16, but he put up damn near 50 points. He got to the free throw line like fucking SGA. So we're going to get that again? I don't think so. I think this is going to be another back and forth, up and down game, which most Spurs games are at this point, but I really want to start buying into them. Not that they haven't been good over the past like couple weeks of the season, but now that they have De'Aaron Fox back in there and healthy, might not do anything for the defense because defensively they're probably still going to be in a track meet every single time down there, but I think offensively they're going to be a lot more consistent the more reps he gets in there. But also, I don't think you're getting another Steph 50 ball. I think they're going to make a little adjustment, and they can afford to do so, being that they have all the advantages at the rim the Spurs do over the Warriors, and pretty much every team would have that in that matchup. So I think pretty much the same line that we're getting. I believe they were -3 in that first game and then lost outright off of the Steph legacy performance. I don't think we're getting that again. So shout out to Spurs. We're rocking with them. Then the Frogs tonight. Matchup of century. They don't get many non-conference games that really mean a shit, especially ones that are at TCU. And I know they had that horrid loss to start the season, but from watching them in a couple games, I don't think they're that bad, and they're not that good either, somewhere in the middle. But again, huge spot here because all of their non-conference games that are ever worth a shit are neutral site, and they have a couple more, I think, at the end of the year or at the end of non-conference. They play Florida and have like a Wisconsin game or something like that. But at previous years, they don't really have those, which this makes this a pretty interesting spot. Now, Michigan's coming off of the scorebook won't say it or the box score won't say it, but they're pretty horrid on offense against Wake Forest in that last game. Went to overtime. They put up 86 points and won the game, but didn't cover. And I was pretty, intrigued to watch how they would play against a team that's also a little small, just like TCU. They didn't look good. Like Ademara dominated for a little bit on the inside, but he was a little antsy. Like Yaxel wasn't a big factor. Maybe he's still hurt. There were talks about that all over the last week after his usage has been dog shit. So I don't really know what that team is right now. It's a damn good team, but TCU is a hard place to shoot. And I think you're going to have to shoot a lot in this game. TCU is small, so like you kind of just think that you're going to have all the bigs dominating at the rim for Michigan. I don't think that's going to be the case for the whole part of the game when TCU's played bigger teams in the Jamie Dixon era that are not like really good in transition, don't have like really super aggressive guards that will put pressure and get to the rim. He's done good at keeping them on the outside, and I think he's going to do that for a majority of this game. And Michigan was horrid in that performance, shooting the ball from deep against Wake. I don't think they're going to be as bad, but I think this is going to be a game that's won and lost shooting-wise, which we're talking about TCU. They also cannot shoot. So in all likelihood, this is going to be a game where you're going to have to get out in transition, which when TCU's done that for the flashes they have, obviously against dog shit competition, that's the few spots on offense they've looked really good. And I think they're going to do a lot of that tonight. I think this game's going to be close. Do they win? Probably not. But I think this is a closer game than people expect. I think it is.
Michigan might be a little vulnerable after that Wake game.
I think they might be.
Might not be.
And I think just figuring it out on the road in non-con in the fort is a tough place to do it.
Are you going, Jovan? Thinking about it?
I don't know if I'm going. I might think about it.
Yeah.
See where we're at. Maybe I'll wake up late and have to get ready for a coin toss or get ready for sweats tomorrow. So I need a 24-hour head start.
Also, Chad, no good sharp report, but I'll have PODs in the previews for NFL and college football.
That's massive.
And Krabs is not going to like the college football one. But we'll save it for that.
No. Unbelievable. That is really just.
Yeah. Really.
All right.
Talk about
Shout out. We got a third Texas team on card, Gates. How about it?
Unreal.
You feeling the Texas spirit already when you move down here?
Not too much yet. Maybe after Sunday, I get the Ravens bar up and moving. I'll feel more at home, but we'll see.
Drop the margaritas and then be off.
Hey, $5 margaritas. I might need it over there.
You might be dropping nuts. Is that in Dallas, you said?
Yeah. McKinney, I think, is the name of the town.
Okay.
It's pretty close.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too far.
No.
Not too far. I think it's north.
Yeah.
But it's not north. I guess actually it kind of is. But
Abilene.
It's in Nuckville. Abilene Christian, which they get to play a pretty weird rivalry game against Stephen F. Austin. Not Stephen F. Christian. I was reading the Houston Christian comment. Shout out to them yesterday too, Tyler. 100% right. This is a weird rivalry game that for whatever reason, I don't want to say for whatever reason, I guess, because these teams are pretty comparable year in, year out. It's always close. And you look at the last 5 matchups, the largest margin of victory is 5. So these games are very often decided at the buzzer. And a lot of it's because both of these two teams are pretty well defensively structured. So they like to, not shoot too many threes, especially Abilene Christian. They always like to get to the rim. They like to play slow pace, low tempo. Stephen F. Austin, for the most part, is the same thing, except this year, I kind of think from watching seeing what happened in the first couple games, just looking at their squad, I think their rim defense, which is usually a little bit of their strength and allows them to play that slow and that methodical, I think they're going to be a little vulnerable there, which Abilene has not shot many threes, even less than they're used to early in the season. But it's kind of the MO they want here. I think they're going to be able to have some success against the Stephen F. Austin going to the rim. Braden Hubbard is going to want to get to the rim. That's all he's going to do. And that's pretty much all a lot of this team does. And they're not going to play in transition. They're going to play pretty much from the free throw line and up. And I think Stephen F. Austin's rim defense is not good enough, I guess, to play this game in that style. So I think this game is one that's decided in the final minutes, like all of these in these rivalry tend to go. It's probably an under game as well. But I think Abilene Christian is a team that I think is a little better than the market shows early in the season. So I want to hop on now while we're in a nasty rivalry game. Definitely not boots on the ground for this.
Under games are good for dogs.
Great for dogs, especially a dog like this.
Abilene's been good to us past couple years, squad ride wise.
Yeah, sneak squad ride / BTL wags.
Yeah, sneak.
Tip cap and give them some respect for that. Maybe they'll be in the running for that today.
Maybe.
That would be good.
That would be good.
That would be good. We got any CBB Goots PODs before we get to squares?
I mean, looking at the slate, not really, but I kind of like who is it? Who am I thinking of here? Wazoo. Apple Cup on the court. I like betting on Wazoo. They got They always got a little bit of aura to them. I always like betting on them. So, rivalry matchup at Wazoo. Well, it might be neutral. I'm not sure where it is, but I like them with 8.5 points. I'm probably betting that late night.
They got some aura, man.
Yeah, and then also Creighton against the Shoremen.
The Shoremen might be. I guess maybe this is more of a Georgia Tech thing because they also took them to OT. But
yeah,
Shoremen are just horrific dudes.
Terrific, bad team, really bad team.
Really bad product.
They're not good at much, really. Manny making an appearance in the office right now. Manny.
Wow, shout out Manny.
Shout out Manny.
Manny harder at work than Trent. All good. All good though.
Yeah, Creighton and Wazoo.
Wow.
Early
might
lean.
Be in on this goodies.
Early lean from Goose.
Early leans.
Yeah.
I'm with
that. Shout out Cal last night. Hart.
Dude,
Hart.
That was
an unreal game.
Rav was bitching about that.
Doesn't know, dude. Doesn't know. You don't know. You gotta. Anything can happen in college basketball.
Yeah. Shout out. I don't even know if it was Haggerty or a combination of a bunch of guys that just could not hit a free throw at the end of the game.
Haggerty had 2 sets of free throws at the end of the game. He went 1 for 2 on both. And if he would have went 2 for 2 on the last ones, we wouldn't have covered. And he missed the first one. It was insane.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
I've seen that movie too many. I've seen that movie so many times. He bangs both every time. But
every time,
for some reason, God was on my side last night. We also live bet the Golden Knights last night. I don't know if anyone watched that game or you saw that game.
Nah.
They had a power play with 2 minutes 6 seconds left in OT, and first face fall for the power play, give it up, and immediately go down, score a shorty goal, and
my God,
it's terrible. It's awful.
My God,
awful.
That was just.
It's just shout out the Islanders.
Shout out.
Shit team.
All right, let me get some squares here.
Squares up and moving.
NPC shout out. Drew Smith, GOAT. New father as well. I think they just announced that. Maybe it was yesterday or 2 days ago.
New father POD?
Yeah, new father POD.
Wow.
I think technically they had the second Cavs game after that, but we're going to pretend that didn't happen. I want a lot of NPC squares in this game, which I guess not all of them are NPCs, but this is probably out of all the games today, the one that you're going to get the most 3-point volume, or at least on paper you should, because both of these teams give up a shit ton of catch and shoot on the outside. We've learned this from the Heat at this point because they want to play super fast, so get up your role players against them. So like Miles McBride, even though I don't think he sits in the corner too much, but Miles McBride, Mikal Bridges, all those guys are going to be jacking up tonight, especially without Brunson. We'll see how that works. But on the Heat, too, I think it's going to be a lot of the same story. Drew Smith kind of moves around a little bit, but he should get a touch more minutes tonight because I think they're going to need him to I guess, match up size-wise with the new lineup that the Knicks are going to be forced to play with because they're not going to have Brunson out there up and moving tonight. But Drew Smith probably going to be spotting up a lot at the top of the key, which is where I've seen the Knicks get just thrashed time and time again, and that's where betting against them catch and shoot wise, a lot of these 3-point, I guess, NPCs you can call it, or even some of the GOATs, that's where I've found some success. So Drew Smith is up for half a 3 today. God knows why. He did hit 2 earlier in the season against them, but a little different of a matchup. He hasn't hit one in a couple of games now. That's why he's up. He's hitting one. And then Miller Moss, I think not only the fact that Louisville's backfield is just absolutely demolished at this point. I don't know how. They're all hurt. They're all bad. Who knows the story? They're coming off of just a god-awful performance against Cal where they, like, the key to the matchup is feeding against Cal, the running back, every single time. Meridian Tech did that, and they were pretty successful, even though that game went in OT and they needed a miracle cover. Cal's run defense is awful. Their pass defense is actually good, and they forced some turnovers. But moral of the story is matchup is quite obviously flipped in this game tonight against Clemson, which secondary is not terrible on paper, but he'll give up numbers, and a lot of it's because they've just turned into a pass funnel because the run defense, despite how bad they've been, has been relatively solid. So all throughout the time where over the past week, Louisville fans have been calling for Miller Moss's head because he's been terrible. He's been really bad in some spots. I think he's going to be forced to sling the ball a shit ton this game. So it's not even like a success read necessarily that I think he's just going to absolutely shred this Clemson secondary. I think the only way for them to move the ball against Clemson is to throw the ball. So I don't think Kewan Brown, as much as I kind of do like him, I don't think he's going to be getting fed the ball much on the ground today. And I think if he does, then this Louisville team is probably going to be down 50 immediately. So game script could flip in our favor, honestly, if that happens. But I think they're smarter than that, especially Jeff Brom off of a heartbreaking loss. They had no business losing against Cal as 18-point favorites. I think they closed at home on a Friday night. Now you back up for Clemson. And I don't really know which way I lean in this game. Maybe we can talk about it a little bit. Kind of still lean Clemson's way, but W game scripts if that happens, but I also think it'll be back and forth. I don't think anybody's getting belted. Again, pass funnel, I think, for Miller Moss in that offense tonight.
W Louisville.
Yeah, W Louisville. What are they? Shit program.
Shit program. Why is that shit program?
Not really a shit program. It's just like they had everything in front of them with JKS coming into town as 18-point favorites.
Rough.
It's bad, dude. I'm a Jeff Brom guy.
Yeah, so am I.
I think he I don't know where he could possibly land. He's not getting like his name thrown around for I guess different coaching openings. Yeah, even before the extension was a thing.
Yeah.
I still think he's fair game to be going somewhere.
I mean, I was seeing tweets about contract extension potentially.
Yeah, I know. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I believe he signed it, but
he probably did.
Spit about it immediately.
We'll see. I mean, I think he's one of the best coaches out there that could maybe be poached.
I know.
Yeah.
I wonder one of the SEC teams, whatever one comes up on the short end of the stick between Florida, Auburn, LSU, they should be like one of the first ones calling.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff Brown to VT.
If Jeff Brown gets a VT, I mean, Krabs is – I don't know why he would do that, but Krabs
actually zero chance.
Krabs would actually get one, but the chance that happens is probably same chance as Goots getting the job.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'll put my hat in the ring.
Yeah. I mean, you could be the guy out there.
Imagine I took over VT. Dude, Krabs would hate me.
Yeah, Krabs would absolutely despise you every day. All right. Well, quick through the card here. Started at the 11:30 time, so I do want to leave enough time to go over both previews and then spin back, go to the slate.
Yep.
So maybe we take a trip to old college football, Gucci.
We sure can. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Some sub rumors. I don't have those up. GG's. Let me take a peek. Quick peek. W subbies, W previews. Let's go. Let's start it off with Krabs. Really just horrific product. Horrific product out of a lot of the unders I like or see this weekend, or a lot of the candidates. So take it with a grain of salt. This Washington State team is dog meat. And I'm tired of kind of believing this offense is going to have some sort of, I guess, jump, some sort of boost. And I haven't really bet too much about that over the last couple weeks, even though I'm pretty excited about, or was pretty excited about Zevi Eckhouse getting the spot back. But I think this is going to be a disgusting game. Hot take. They're coming off of a 10-7 game against Oregon State. That was one of the absolute worst games in the history of football. And I watched some of that game. Unfortunately, it was god-awful. Wazoo overs at the start of the year were printing, and you found success with those. Wasn't really with this current quarterback situation, though. But now, God knows what the quarterback situation is going to be coming into this week, but they get to play a Louisiana Tech team that's pretty sound defensively, and you haven't really seen it in too many of their, I guess, games. But this is such a weird spot, and I kind of started to love fading this for teams, which this is kind of, I guess, unique to Washington State and Oregon State situation, but this is a conference or non-conference game just smack dab in the middle of their conference season, and it's not like you're an SEC team that's going to play the Citadel, but it's Louisiana Tech just pausing their CUSA season to go out and play at Pullman, which is don't know what the weather's going to be like in that game, but I can assume it's going to be a little chilly. It's total steaming down. I think this is a gross game where you're going to see a lot of running the football both ways, and God knows what Louisiana Tech is going to be able to do on offense, because that offense also fucking stinks. And they've put up some fraudulent numbers, I guess, as of late, because they've played some god-awful defenses themselves, including, Sam Houston, and they were dog meat against Kennesaw State. But if you look at what they've done on the road so far this season, their offense has been god-awful and non-existent. Shout out to Sade with the 5 gifted subbies with Maya Lure packing right behind him, and Pega coming in with a 29-monther. You guys are goated. Absolutely goated. Back to Louisiana Tech on the road this season. 7 points. I was at Death Valley. I'll give them a pass for that. 30 points at UTEP. Doesn't count. UTEP's god-awful. Only a touchdown, 7 points at Kennesaw State. And then 24 points last week at Delaware. So if you compare that to what they've done at home, nowhere near the same production. I think you're going to see something similar to that today, or this week, sorry. And I think this is a gross, disgusting game. And we also got Dragon Slayer up and moving with 5 gifted. And we got Trip Meister with a 27-monther. Can you get a hook 'em? No, you cannot. Absolutely not. But I will tip my cap and say thank you for the 27-monthers. You're him. Put the team in the back, Greg Jennings style. Let's go. Richie says he took Washington State. Couldn't resist the Louisiana team traveling border to border in 10 p.m. Absolutely. I feel the same way. I think this is going to be sleepy. Washington State takes control of this game regardless of what they do offensively. SBR getting involved with a 5 gifted subby. You're himmy. You're himmy. Shout out SBR. Not tonight, though, because Go Frogs will be up and moving. Let's get some fun, Goots. Get to the Fuck Krabs segment. North Texas. Team total, over 42.5. I couldn't figure out which way I wanted to take North Texas this week, and usually it would be a little tricky. They're coming off of, I guess, their last game, not last week. Huge performance that kept them in the mix in the American by beating the shit out of Navy, and that I think the final score was 31-17. It was a game that was won. The box score was deceiving. They dominated that entire game. And the funny thing about how they did it was they dominated on the ground. You kind of knew something was coming after Drew Mestamaker threw for 600 yards, and you kind of knew he wasn't going to repeat that, even if it was in somewhat of a dominating win. And what do you know? They dominated, and it was because they fed Caleb Hawkins 75 times on the ground for 200 yards. So he absolutely dominated that game. Now they get to play a UAB team. And the reason why I didn't want to take the spread is not just because I don't have any sort of confidence in like North Texas's defense, because that's kind of the obvious part of it. But UAB, if you look at what they've done at home too, things have gotten weird. And I kind of have that Memphis game in the back of my head, even though, I mean, Memphis probably beats the shit out of them if Brendan Lewis plays the majority of that game and doesn't get hurt and they have to bring in AJ Hill. But regardless, weird things happen there. They've dropped 2 straight on the road, including that weird one against Rice where last week they were favored on the road. I thought that was a little weird. Didn't do anything about the game. Didn't matter. Rice won. Gross game. Low game. I think Drew Mestamaker is going to come out and throw all over this defense. This pass defense is absolutely horrific, and it's gotten shredded by every good quarterback. I feel like the, I guess, unique new factor of the coaching change is kind of gone at this point. It's not cute anymore. It was cute for a game, and now they're back to being the same old UAB, and the defense has never really changed either. They've been awful against any single good offense they've played, sans like the UAB first half or the Memphis first half where they were really bad for whatever reason. Then Brendan Lewis got hurt. So now I think we go back to that. I think UNT puts up 50 points. Maybe they give up 35 too and they don't cover, but just put a bow on it with the offense.
Mestamaker 500 yards passing incoming.
Yeah, he might have 5, depending on the game script. I mean, he's going to be chucking regardless.
Chucking.
We'll see. We'll see how often they need him.
Yeah.
If this game really gets out of hand.
Yeah.
But shout out.
Shout out.
Maybe we squeak by some blowouts.
Maybe. Bang.
Bang. Goots, man.
There.
Goots.
Love this play.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Shout out the Irish. And you know why I like this play, Goots? It, to be honest with you, has nothing to do with the fact that we're going out and saying this game, which he's not wrong. The game really doesn't mean anything for Pitt because they're not making the playoffs as an at-large. But they can go out and lose by 100. Sure, it won't matter because they've just got to win the ACC games. That's cool, and that's factual, 100% true. Not betting it because of that, and I feel like a lot of people that are betting Notre Dame this week are doing it because of that. I don't care about that. You know why I like this play, Goots? Usually when you're leaning into Notre Dame, I want to lean into a matchup where Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price can just absolutely feast and feed. You're playing like a shit run defense, which like Navy happened to be that. But you know what I like about this? Pitt I've been listening to the propaganda. Rav's talking about how good the run defense is, and it's really been good on paper. They haven't played any run defenses worth of shit, so I take it with a grain of salt. But in the event that they are somewhat good, and the numbers do speak for themselves. You know what this turns into, Goots?
What's turn into?
Turns into CJ Carr and the shackles loose in this game. Oh. I think he's about to throw all over this defense. I feel like this is the game that they needed. Hopefully, Pitt's run defense is good enough to, I guess, slow down Jeremiah Levin's Jarian Price, because I want that to happen. I want CJ Carr to have the shackles loose, throwing deep to Malachi Fields or even getting Raritan involved. Mm-hmm. I think there's matchup problems all across that wide receiving core against this Pitt secondary. So I honestly don't care which way you slice it if you're this Pitt defense. Let's say the run defense is actually legit. CJ Carr is going to throw for 300, and I think this is the perfect game to do it. They need a game like this where they let him just absolutely splooge, because to tell you the truth, I don't like Notre Dame going into the playoffs with no games like that really under their belt in the second half of the season. We haven't really seen that. He's been efficient. He's been good. Don't get me wrong, but they haven't had the pressure on them for him to pass very many times, and I think this is the perfect game for that. So shout out to CJ. Pass yards might be in demon lineups to start the day tomorrow.
Love that. Love that.
Any PODs in this game, Goods?
I mean, last week I liked Eli. He didn't get a catch. I don't know what his squares are this week, but I mean, I just love that guy. I think he could have a big game. I mean, it's hard to pick an ND receiver because it could be anybody. It could be Faison. It could be Pauling. It could be, Greathouse is probably out. It could be Malachi. It really depends on the week. But if I'll take anyone, it'd be Eli.
Yeah, shout out Eli.
Give me the big tight end.
31.5 receiving yards up on the board.
Love that. Do you have any receptions up?
Not that I'm seeing, but it's possible those get put up a little later today or tomorrow.
Okay. Yep. I'm in on Eli.
Should be the difference.
On CJ Legacy game.
CJ Legacy game. 254.5 pass yards. We will be involved.
Must need.
Let's talk about some dogs. Or a dog. I guess we got them. Back to the Sooners, fellas. Alabama has been unbelievable. Actually unbelievable over the past handful of games, I guess. They've had one of the most daunting schedules in college football, and they've gone through it, I would say, relatively without a sweat. And now I don't want to discredit their schedule, but when I look at their schedule defensively, Oklahoma is kind of an anomaly compared to what they've faced. I think this is by far the best defense they've played. You can argue LSU is in there in the stretch as well, but LSU, not only they got like the whole coach fired system, and to be honest, LSU's defense had them in a box. If LSU could have scored a touchdown, that would have been a much more interesting, much more competitive game. But it goes without saying that like Alabama wants to throw the ball, of course, and you get a really tough run defense, just like you did last night against LSU. So you're going to be pinholed, and Ty Simpson's been great. So can't say you're going to be uncomfortable if you're Alabama in that situation a little bit. But the difference is I think these OU corners match up a lot better against some of these wide receivers. I think similarly to what I thought, like, I guess this is a good example of it, what Jordan Love was going to have to do against the Eagles to win that game. Talked about it. I felt like he was going to have to force a lot of throws down the field in one-on-one coverage, and not all the times when you have a lot of those advantageous matchups. I think Ty Simpson's going to have to do the same thing in this game, and trust me, he's been great when he's been forced to do this against weaker defenses, let's call it. But now I think Oklahoma has everything in their power to slow down this offense. Add on to that, like on the other side of the ball, Mateer looked a lot healthier in that game against Tennessee, and it wasn't just the fact that he was better. It's also the fact that he looked more mobile in the pocket. He looked more comfortable in the pocket. He got his legs loose for the first time since Washington State, damn near. So now I think this offense has a little something going. Add on to that, the run defense for Alabama is still incredibly questionable. Their secondary has been good. It's been really good in pass defense. That's why they've matched up incredibly well against Tennessee. But now Oklahoma doesn't really want to run the ball, but they found something with Xavier Robinson over the past couple games, and found something with Mateer being a little healthier himself with his legs. So God forbid they can get a little rushing attack under their belt. That's kind of what they've been missing for the couple weeks that Mateer and the offense really fucking struggled. So now I think this is a spot where they catch them, I don't want to say sleeping, but I think everybody after the Tennessee upset kind of thinks there's no way Oklahoma gets another one. I think they might. This feels like a field goal game at best, and I think Oklahoma has a pretty solid shot to win outright. And, yeah, between this, same-ish lines for both of these games where Georgia and Alabama have both been absolutely rolling And I would say Alabama's probably looked a little better than Georgia at that. But somebody's fallen. And I think it might be the Crimson Tide, unfortunately for Krabs backers and Ty Simpson backers. But I'm on the Sooners this week. Let's move on. Gucci. Me on tape. Thought you'd never see the day. Shout out the Frogs in the court. They ain't winning on the gridiron this weekend. This after BYU just had a horrific performance against a really good defense. Damn good defense in Texas Tech. Don't even give them any shit for that. That was a hell of a game. It's hard to win in Lubbock. You had all the momentum going Texas Tech's way. BYU is going to fall eventually. Now, you come back home. I talked to Dave about the exact way this was going to play out. It's going to be a short line. BYU gets no line respect. It's going to keep creeping towards the Frogs, and it's going to be fake sharp. And I think that's the exact game, exact scenario we're seeing play out in this one. BYU's defense is going to have Josh Hoover in shambles. Josh Hoover's also been god-awful on the road for the entirety of the season, even going back to the last couple of years now. But not only does he get a tough defense on the road, but he gets a ravenous front seven that I think is going to be of the offensive line absolute fits in this one. He's been encouraged to use his legs more. He's probably going to run. If he gets the longest rush square up, that's probably air. I don't want to take his rushing yards. I think sacks are going to be a real problem for this team. But he also gets a heavy man coverage team. He has been horse meat against man coverage for the entirety of the season, and I think that's going to continue now. We'll talk about another quarterback that's been the same way against man coverage, unfortunately, and when we get to the squares a bit. But heavy man coverage, the only thing that equals is you're probably going to get a shot or two to McAllister, which you'll probably get anyway. But they're going to strap up one-on-one, which makes it really tough for Hoover, especially when he's under pressure for the entirety of this game. So now, not only do you have that, but you also have a defense that, I mean, it's going to get a team that's fucking pissed off after the biggest spot of their season, losing on the road with game day there and everything. But you're also going to get a team that's literally built and an offense that's built to do everything against TCU that they've been struggling with for the past couple of weeks. Deep crossers, they've been getting burned over the middle of the field. Introduce Chase Roberts and Parker Kingston, which are going to have a field day with that team. The run defense has actually been kind of good, so LJ Martin might not have a field day, but Bear Bachmeier can use his legs too. They've had problem with mobile quarterbacks. This feels just like a drop-nuck spot for BYU. And I can't stand BYU because I think they're one of the most fortunate teams in football. They thrive off of turnovers, but you know who fucking prints turnover-worthy plays against man coverage? Josh Hoover, unfortunately. BYU Nutfest.
Unbelievable. Fading your own team. It's crazy.
Fading them. I'm here for green, dude. I'm here for green.
Yeah, we're here for green. You're right. You're right.
Here for green. Can't bet with your heart in this economy. You bet with your head. I had a pretty good feeling. I knew how this was going to play out a couple weeks ago. Sticking to it.
Sticking to it.
BYU winning by touchdown. Drop down. Squares. Yeah. Good team. Squares.
Oh, I wonder who's on these squares. Oh, would you look at that? Source. I bet.
Well, let me start off with this. I am very concerned about Cincinnati this week against Arizona. Really concerned, actually, because similar to what we were just talking about with Josh Hoover, Brendan Sorsby struggles hugely against man coverage. Utah's brought more zone out a little bit over the past couple weeks. Like they play a little bit of it against Cincinnati, but they played a lot of man coverage. He struggles. He likes to throw the ball away quickly against pressure when he has it, which means against Utah, he didn't really run because he was focused on getting the ball out, and there was nowhere to go with the ball. Nobody was open, so he wanted to get out quick. Couldn't do that. Now you're going to see a lot of man coverage from Arizona. Their defense has sneakily been good. I'll tell you what it hasn't been good against. It's been good against the pass. It hasn't been good against mobile quarterbacks and mobile quarterbacks who run. So this is a dream scenario, I would say, because nobody's going to be open down the field. This offense isn't built for destroying man coverage defenses, but you're also not going to have as much of a pass rush. So, like, if in the Utah game, for example, when they played a lot of man, I would have taken this if it wasn't for the fact that he was always going to have guys in his face and want to get the ball out quick. And also you have like a much better front seven to give him trouble when he gets out of the pocket too. Now you have a defense that I think is going to strap up a lot of their wide receivers for a little bit, and you're not going to have nearly as much of a pass rush, and you have a defense that struggles in that area. I think Sorsby is going to be running for years in this one. God forbid. Like, this really only includes like scrambles too, and what I'm talking about. He's going to have some design runs, especially coming off a bye week where you know you're playing a similar defense that gave you trouble, a lot of trouble in Utah a week ago. You're going to plan to get Sorsby up and moving because they didn't really do that at all in the Utah game. So now think they're doing that. And then Parker Kingston, he also had a kind of a disaster class. He's been god-awful on punt coverage, but shit fumble. All the fans want his head for what happened to that Texas Tech game. They were never winning that game regardless, but deep crossers have been killing the Frogs. And who does it the best out of this BYU team? Parker Kingston. I talk about it with BYU all the time. They rely heavily on explosive plays. If they don't get that, their offense doesn't do shit. Guess who's giving them up in this exact area? The Frogs. So I think Parker Kingston, who was dealing with an injury, but he's fine. He's been off the report for a couple of days now. I think between him and Chase Roberts, you're going to have a plethora of explosive plays across the middle or on the outside. So I like Parker a little bit better. So give me Parker. He'll probably be in the demon entry as well. Honestly, these squares both might make an appearance.
Got to get one of those one day.
I know. Can't wait till bowl games this time. It was the CFB of all games.
Bowl game PODs do print.
Yeah, they do print.
They print.
Shout out that.
Shout
All right. Any PODs, Gucci, for college football?
I mean, oh, yeah. Yeah. Almost forgot. Florida State at home against the Hokies. Coming off a loss to Clemson. Very telling spread in my eyes, being at 14.5. You're getting the touchdown on the hook. The 2 touchdowns on the hook. Give me Tommy Castellanos and the Knowles at home against Connor Jones and the Hokies. That's the meat on the table. POD.
Krabs literally having fits.
I mean, how many is Krabs going to get on the hardwood? He's not getting one tomorrow.
Dude, it's really not being talked about enough that Krabs legit might have.
Dude, he might. I know. Like I've told him that. We all have. I mean, he's got a squad. VT's good. I'll give him his flowers there. But football team, not covered 14.5 tomorrow.
They're kind of rad, dude. That's honestly a huge spread when you think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
What were they? Minus 10? I think it was his meat on tape of the week. They're minus 10 against Wake.
Yeah.
Which that was before Wake just pulled the upset like they did. So they weren't really getting too much line respect. They're minus 10 against Wake. They're minus 2 touchdowns against the just had a legacy cover too.
It's 2 shit teams that could really go south for me, but when I was looking at the slate, that's what caught my eye, and I'm going with gut.
I love gut. I love gut. There, kids. They have a Tommy C 1.5 touchdown square I saw up too. That's gonna be on the card.
Yeah, I think he does it through the air, does it with his legs, all types of ways to get the Knowles to cover that 14.5. That's the play.
I'm in on that. Well, W college football. We'll circle back some more and the live coin leans that starts in 50-ish minutes.
Yep.
Maybe it's time we hit the pros, Gucci.
Time we hit Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. We got to have some discussions about getting that redone. That clip is literally the unction. We got Tyreek Hill on the Dolphins. We got, Keenan Hill from the first time of the Chargers and Derrick Henry on the Titans.
Come on, it's vintage. It's vintage.
We got discussions.
It's vintage.
Let me see that again, Gates. Let me see that one more time.
All right.
Let me see. The unction. That clip was the last time Derrick Henry had a 10-yard run.
Nah, I'm certain. I'm certain.
My God.
Talk about snooze fest, man. Enough about Tyreek Hill.
A little crab snooze fest, man. Game of year, potentially here. Between the Seahawks and the Rams. What have we learned, frankly, about a lot of these game of the years as the last couple weeks, especially the ones that are, even in the primetime windows, but even the games that have been in like the 3 o'clock windows on Sunday. Rat piss. So guess what I'm going to keep doing? I'm going to bet the under. Especially because, this one is not just for the sake of that. These defenses have been unbelievable so far this year. They've been mowing through a lot of teams. Not to skate by how good the offenses have been, but there's any teams that I think are well suited, and not just because they're probably the best each of them have played so far this year. Any defenses that are suited to slow down both of these offenses, I think it's these. I think, especially with the Seahawks secondary against this Rams team, I think the Rams, when they have a lot of these bigger matchups, they like to get super conservative, and I don't mean that in a bad way. They just pick their spots very carefully. McVay does with putting the ball in the air. It's like you'll see Kyron fed maybe a little bit too much in some certain spots. I feel like we get one of those games, but it's also because they want to play the ball control game. They want to keep the Seahawks offense off the field. And I also think, for what it's worth, I mean, this is the toughest front seven that Sam Darnold's faced all year. So not only do I think they're going to have trouble in the pass game with the amount of pressure that's going to be on him, but I also think they're going to be having trouble running the ball, which leads them into a pass-heavy script, which not ideal on paper for an under, but I think for this offense, anything that breaks up the constant stretch of run that they've been on is a great thing. No way Trent has popped up in there, man. That is really just. But yes, game of year, 100%, mandatory under. Has to be done. Let's move to some fun. Nah, Trent spawns second. We're glazing Caleb, I'm sure.
That was actually an accident, I swear.
Nah, man. Getting ready for Corleans, I'm sure.
I'm getting ready, dude.
What are you doing? You labbing?
I'm labbing. Sorry, I fucking left you in the dust this morning.
What are you labbing?
Labbing whales. Over in the Bears game, huh?
Over in the Bears game. Chat Caleb, shout 9. Horrific performance by 9 last week against the Ravens defense. Turnover-worthy plays, never really moved the ball. Thank God you get to play the Bears defense this week. God awful. Now they're also minus 2.5 at home. If I were a man who bet strictly on J.J. McCarthy, I would certainly take the Vikings. And I do think they're winning this game, but I don't think they're doing it by shutting out Caleb. I think this is a little contrasting style to that first game they played. That was, I mean, J.J. first real start. Now you had a defense that was putting pressure on him. They weren't literally letting him throw the ball very much, and one of them ended up in the other team's hand for 6. I think this game is a lot more open. I think Caleb's going to be slinging rock, especially now that he's a lot more prepared for the pressure, and he's found a little groove. And he's going to force 9 to go band for band with him, and I think we're getting one of those games.
Band for band, huh?
Band for band, P for P. Not P for P, but other for other. Let's get some points.
Okay.
You got any model plays in this game?
Could be a good game for props.
Could be a great game for props. Really good game for props. Maybe sneak Vikings into Surge?
No.
I
don't like betting on fucking losers.
Unbelievable.
We can get a Surge right up front?
Yeah, I'm actually in the works of it right now.
Wow. Wow.
Works of craft and Surge.
Wow.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. All right, let's talk about some favorites. Taking us to Monday. Shout out the Cowboys. Just means a little more of this game, obviously, but I mean, it's a pretty similar spot to what happened against the Cardinals on Monday last week. But now, same exact line. I think they're about to drop Nuck on the Raiders. Shout out the Raiders for producing just a god-awful primetime game. One of the 6 teams who did that. Could even include some more in that. But I think they're going to have a field day with this Raiders defense. I want to bet on the Cowboys for narrative reasons, of course. But I think Dak, especially because that game plan they had against the Cardinals was god-awful. I mean, you want to attack Cardinals, I guess, a little more vertically, challenge them a little bit. You know, you're not going to be able to run the ball too effectively on them at times, especially if you're the Cowboys. But they didn't really do that for a majority of the game. Now I think you're going to get a Raiders defense that they're more equipped, I guess, to go against. And I think the matchup is significantly better. I think Dak's going to throw for a field day against this team. And I also think Javonte is going to have a nice little bounce back. But this offense, I think, is going to rail the Raiders defense. Can the defense hold up themselves? Who knows? But they're playing a little inspired ball on this one. I think the fact they're just chilling at the same minus 3.5 after last week's debacle is certainly for a reason. Yeah,
that'd be flat.
Do have to have some discussions of why the Raiders have so much prime time.
Seriously,
they need to be burned from prime time. Literally burned. Let's go to dogs.
Come on, please. Fuck.
What are you looking for there?
I'll tell you in a sec. Who are the commies playing? The Raptors,
the Dolphins overseas. We're waking up at 7:30 a.m. betting on the commies.
No way you give me 2 games that are not surge eligible.
Nah. bitching. But I love the commies. To be honest, it took a lot for me to not put them in the meat on tape category. But don't know if they've earned it. But I'll tell you what we do. We fade Mike McDaniel off of legacy fucking games. That's exactly what we do. They just beat the shit out of the Bills in what was probably their best performance all year, which, I mean, probably in the biggest spot all year, biggest game all year. They beat the shit out of them in a game that I was shocked it went the way it did, not just because, like, the offense moved the rock on the Bills, which was not surprising because they did a lot through A-Chain. The Bills' rush defenses got awful, but the defense absolutely dominated in that game too for a majority of it. Josh Allen could not move the ball. He had Goots busting in that game for how bad Josh Allen was playing. Now the commies get to go overseas and play them. The defense is going to be knocked in this game. We're not going to see the same defensive effort that we saw against the Bills, but also the Commanders' offense, as shorthanded as they are playmakers-wise, they still can move the ball when they face a defense that they can do it against, which, as much as I would love to give Krabs shit, because the Commanders have been god-awful the past couple of weeks. Look at the defenses they've played in that stretch. They ain't layups. They're some of the best defenses in the league. So now you have Mariota, who is also a threat to his legs, and I think he's going to have a pretty big part in that against this defense. The defense also gives up a lot in the short game, which I thought, watching that game last week, Josh Allen was very unwilling the second they went down to take anything short across the middle of the field, just anything short in general. He was trying to make it all up in one play, and like in some parts it worked, most of the parts it didn't. Marcus Mariota, that's all he's going to take. So not only do I think they're going to have success in the run game against this Dolphins defense, whether it's Ja'Cory Cross-Kamara, whether it's Chris Rodriguez, who apparently is the lead bell cow now, and I picked him up in fantasy because I think he's going to be the goal line guy, even though he's dealing with a little bit of an injury, whether it's any of those guys in the backfield, whether it's Mariota with his legs, they're going to have a nice balanced offense in this one, which the fact that they're sitting at plus 2.5 after what the Dolphins did this weekend. There's a couple teams that I will religiously fade off of a big underdog outright win. The Dolphins and the Falcons. Every single time something will happen. You're getting the commies win overseas tonight now. Or not tonight, this weekend. Shout out the commies. Should be Sergio Ball set.
I love it. W sell job.
Meat. It's
great sell job. Give it to me. No.
Boy, you just want a side.
I'm looking for one specific side.
We'll have conversations. But you know what I have to do? We got the Packers and Jordan Love coming off of, I mean, I would say that was the worst primetime game of the year, only because, like, you can probably argue, like, Broncos Raiders, but, like, that game is so ridiculously moose and supposed to be moose going into it. We just got Packers Eagles, and that game was supposed to be cinema. That was god-awful. Jordan Love looked awful. That was one of the worst quarterback performances I've seen in primetime all year. One of the worst, I guess, I've seen, period, all year. He was terrible. The play calling was terrible. The offensive line was terrible. The receivers couldn't catch. A comedy of errors if you're the Packers. Now you're going to play against the G-Men. I think Jordan Love's going to splooge. That goes without saying. I think the matchup of the Packers offense against the Giants defense is going to go as advertised. It'll go exactly the way you think it's going to go on paper. But you know what the big equalizer is, Trent? Jameis getting the start this week.
No.
Jameis.
Wow.
Talk about another thing I will religiously do, no matter if it's square, sharp, or anything in between. When Jameis gets a start, I will bet points. I will bet cinema. I will back him in some fucking way. You ain't giving your Jameis a start so you can run the ball with Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary. You're getting to him to sling fucking rock, especially against the Packers defense where you know you're not going to have much success running with Tracy and Singletary anyway, because that's not how you're going to beat this team. You're going to beat this team taking shots over the top because that is your only hope. And whether it ends up connecting, if you're Jameis and you get 50-yard bombs for touchdowns like you see every time he touches the field, or if it goes the other way, because we all know if the ball is not going into his own receiver's hands, it's more likely to be a touchdown for the other team than not. That's going to lead to points. I think this is a very open game script. I think you get cinemas in this game. God knows if the Giants and Jameis can stay in this one. He's always due for one big upset. Who knows if it's going to be the first? But regardless, I think this game is cinema. Absolute cinema. We're getting points.
I love it. I think that's a 3-0 card of sell jobs right there.
Sure. Go to some squares, Gucci, because that leads right into it. Shout out Jameis. He's thrown the ball 35 times. It's like I said, you ain't giving him a start, especially if you end up being a negative game script, to run the ball with your Michigan running backs against a really good run defense. You need him to sling rock. That's your only hope of winning this game. He is going to be slinging the fuck out of rocks. You might throw the ball 50 times, and 2 of those might go to the Packers and be touchdowns for them. But God knows that would help the game script, so I'll take it. And then, yes, it is absolutely fuck Bijan. But, last chance. Only because this is like the week that makes the most sense and doesn't at the same time. You just get Raheem Morris coming out and saying Algier is the least talked about superstar of the team. It's like, let's be fucking for real, man. Let's be for real. What a perfect week for Bijan to splooge after that. But also, you're playing the Panthers, coming off of, the first time he played them was easily the Falcons' worst performance of the year, 30-0 shutout. Penix looked fucking terrible, but you also have now Penix pissed off after the performance in where was that game overseas? I completely forgot. Germany over the weekend. But overseas, they're coming from that. So everything lines up to be like a perfect, I guess, sharp Panthers fade spot, which I've seen quite a bit because they just beat the shit out of them the first time around. You got a team coming from overseas. It's a perfect system to play. All the systems are lighting up. I think they're going to feed the shit out of Bijan in this game. This feels like finally the game. You just glaze Algier in the media for God knows what reason. You have Penix, who looked awful against the same defense the first time they played around. What are you going to do in this game? Are you going to let him throw the rock again? You're going to feed Kyle Pork 55 times because that's going to be how you're going to win games. Drake London just splooged for 1 billion touchdowns, and he's been great the last couple of weeks. It's going to fucking Bijan. For the last stand here, you're pissed at what the offense is doing overseas against a really good defense. Add that. The offense is actually pretty good for a majority of it. They just fell apart at pretty key times in that. You're going to feed your guy. If it's not now, it's fucking never. Bijan is splooging. I love to see that. It's probably going to be because you got easier matchup, but that regular touchdown square they've had up for a couple weeks is a pretty juicy gob now. So I think he's getting in the end zone, but I also think there's a chance that he breaks. I don't know if it's going to be a run or a pass or a run or a catch. 50-yard plus play for Bijan, I'll say, is in the cards. I've already seen it.
Wow. You're fucking in Duff right now.
In Duff.
Good.
Like so far in Duff.
Goose PODs for the NFL.
Let's go back to Madrid in that commies game. I wanted it to be the over, but I'm a little concerned with the Dolphins end of that deal. So I'm going to pivot to a square for the meal on the table, and I will post a 2-piece with the square once I find that pair. But wow, I think they're going to do it through the air, and I think there's only one man it can be. I think Debo.
My God.
Debo's going to bust in Madrid. 4 straight games he has not hit this line. Red chart, crabby chart. I think Debo busts in Madrid. I like it a lot. I think Mariota slings the rock well. I think he gets Debo, and I think this is the right guy.
Debo in Spain. Take note of that trip. Are you gonna be up and active, sweating Spain on Sunday morning?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'll pop over before I head to get some margaritas.
Little margaritas. Trent, you gonna be there or what?
Oh, for the La Margarita show? Yeah.
No, not that. For fucking
Sunday
Spain.
Spain. This game is in Spain.
No.
So it's the 8:30 game.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, we could have a conversation about that.
I'll be there.
I kind of miss sweating out the early cake.
Early cake. Yeah, I'll pop over early.
We'll be there.
Actually.
Sweating out the commies. Cobby doesn't believe. I don't either. I'll go that.
W Debo.
I'll make a deal.
What's the deal?
You're gonna lose it. You're gonna fucking lose it. I don't know what time on Saturday.
Nah.
Nah.
But I have another wedding shower.
No way. There's no shot. You have a wedding shower again.
But to make up for it, I will do an 8 a.m. football on Sunday. All the way till the end.
To the end.
I don't even know what to say about that shit, man.
Dude, you think I want to fucking go? Do you?
Like, is everybody you know just getting
married
and divorced multiple times? Is that
shit,
we do this whole same shit week after week?
That's the shit that fucking happens when you turn 28, dog. You turn
Dude,
into
you act like you're 40. You're 28.
That's when people get married.
I'm aware. I have a lot of friends that are getting fucking married right now, and I'm younger than you. But this is absurd. Absurd. How many times can we shower? I don't know. More weddings than PP entries. How do you not know what time?
I'll find out.
That's a pretty key piece of information.
It is, sure is.
Because apparently a 20-minute baptism was a 2-day event.
That was never not going to be a 2-day event.
It's really bad.
What time is wedding shower tomorrow?
That is
I need this shit, bro.
What shit? What do you need?
You know what I mean.
No, I don't. This is literally worse. Literally worse. Trent's weekend bullshit is worse than GTA delays.
I'm skating on thin fucking ice, okay? I gotta fucking show out.
It's god awful, man. It's just god awful. You gotta show out. All right, good. So we got up and moving over there, man. I'd love to hear if Trent's got any NBA plays that he's been lapping.
Wait. Before we go to NBA, click NFL for me, Goots. Okay. Packers bounce back. Check.
Okay.
Falcons, sharp spot.
Okay.
Check.
What?
Ravens, La Margaritas. Check. That's 3. And those are all in what time slot? But 2 noons
Ravens.
and a
Ravens are a weird late afternoon game. It's very odd. But yeah.
Texans question mark
Davis
on the
Mills.
road against a home dog. Kind of scary.
Do you want to put Davis Mills in the surge?
No.
Well,
Steelers being minus 245, bounce back against the Mushin Bengals. Check.
I mean, I'll say it. This already looks like a horrible surge.
How?
This thing, like, dude, put it up right now. The current slope.
Click show. Yeah.
So you're fading. Just think about who you're fading in all of this.
Yeah.
You're fading Jameis, which I'm pretty sure you lose every single time you do it in the surge. Once every year. You're fading Joe Flacco. You're fading the Browns in Cleveland. And then you're fading Bryce Young, which is respectable. Red Bryce Young. But it's taking the Falcons after they come back from Europe.
I'm fine. I don't know. I don't see the problem.
I was pointing it out, seeing if it tickled any jib to you, but
what is this? Gabriel at home is a thing now. It's like, oh, Dylan Gabriel's at home. It's got to be Aaron.
It's more just the Browns. The Browns at home.
I'm sorry.
You know what? I will say that. I mean, the Colin Cowherd did say upset alert yesterday.
You did. You think I'm going to get $5 margaritas and the Ravens ain't winning? Come on.
All right. Let me top you off here.
Okay.
Mahomie and Burrowhead.
Mahomie and what?
Mahomie in Denver.
Okay.
You know exactly where I'm headed. Last legger. Wait. Who do the Bills play?
Bucks.
Oh, that's scary. Are the Bucks losing?
Probably, yeah.
Who could I swap? Ooh, can I swap? Should I swap Steelers for Bills? Thoughts? Steelers or Bills?
Probably Bills.
Goots, go ahead and tuck me in with fucking Carey and Jared and fucking Gibbs.
You knew that was coming.
You knew that was coming. Fuck the Rat Piss Eagles. That's a beautiful looking surge. That's actually beautiful.
That's the most Bookit Trent surge I think I've ever seen, minus the Falcons, maybe.
That is gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Decent odds for once. Fuck you talking about? It's the same odds every Sunday. Engagement party, 5 p.m. That's huge. That's huge.
I can't, man. 5 p.m.
That's huge. That's fine. That means I can sweat from like 11 to 3:30.
That's just.
That's huge.
That's just. We'll also inform you and inform the chat. I do have the Krabs NFL preview.
Oh, let's hear that.
Can you guess what his meat on tape play is out of the whole slate?
While you do that, chat, coin toss is after this.
It's not the commies. Not the commies. Commies, surprisingly, nowhere on his sharp report at all.
Is it a total or a side?
Who's
It's a
your
side.
fading?
It's a side.
Yeah.
Does it have anything to do with fading surge?
No, he doesn't even know what
No.
surge is.
Well, I mean, any of the games opposite of a surge.
No.
No,
Wow.
actually, no. Yeah, no.
It's got to be the Jags.
The Jaguars are his upset
Wow.
in the NFL preview.
And you're
Meat
asking
on
for
tape.
meat on table?
The
Yep.
meat on tape is
Um,
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
The Chiefs against Bo Nix.
No way. That's his meat on tape.
Yep.
Meat on tape.
He loves fading Bo,
Loves it.
especially after all the Mickey Mouse wins he thinks they've been getting.
Yeah. The sides on Krabs' card are Chiefs, Jags, Steelers. So once again, Krabs is saddling up with Krabs and the Chiefs.
Not minus 200, meat minus 4.
Yeah, they're
Minus
-4.
Minus
Really quickly,
No.
I have a whale.
No.
It is Zootopia less than 85 on Rotten Tomatoes. No way it's getting 85 plus Rotten Tomatoes. No shot.
This is the shit you're doing to get ready for coin toss, man. Go to the shower.
18.
Go to the shower. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to the NBA. I love to cook a format in the NBA.
W
get some
Subbies from, who was that? Money Habits.
Money habits, you're him. JC Crane might be fist bumping for Jameis this weekend.
Wow.
You got it?
Stephon Castle is starting to get his respects on the pop tab.
It's
Dude,
your guy.
it's my guy. I don't know. These two teams just played, and this is the first time where I'm like not just gonna auto put it in my lineup.
Love that out of you.
Yeah, just feels like a good time to get out of the train.
Great
I'll be
time.
back on it, but just not today, probably.
Yeah. That's huge to hear because I'm on the Spurs. Massive.
I mean, shit. Maybe I do go back to it.
No.
No. I got to find some new plays, bro. I keep taking the same guys over and over.
Yeah, we need to find a Spurs square. That's not Stephon Castle. Could be Wemby, Click and Brad. This could be a good click and pray game.
Kind of a good Super Goat slate.
Is it now? Fox after Moose Fest. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Horse Knock. I've
been pretty good with craft and NBA squares. I've gone 3 of 4. My last 4 lineups. I keep getting fucked.
Sure. You got just one Super Goat that's standing out to you over the rest today.
Yeah, hold on.
The
other day, I was so fucking dialed, dude. I was so dialed with Cooper Flag. I was so dialed with I don't know why it just popped out of me, but that total's super low. We need something in the Kings-Wolves game.
Something in Kings-Wolves.
That's a game for props there.
A game for props. So he says.
It probably is.
Who?
Which I'm not going to do it. It's probably Westbrook, bro. Probably Westbrook. Kind of fuck with DeMar.
I don't know if I can do the Westbrook shit again, man.
Oh, you know who it is? Perfect spot here. This square is green, and it's a goat. He hasn't been mucking. I look at this line all the time, and I don't think it's been this high yet all season, and he hasn't even come close to it in his last 3 games. But it's Sabonis RA. Go take a peep. Go look at the total. How the fuck is it not that? Usually this is at 15.5.
You might have me.
I will be putting that in my 4-man.
You might have me.
If you don't. But that's probably my first Super Goat look.
Sade Whiteman with another 5. Goated. Absolutely goated. Yeah, he is super hurt. That is something to be concerned about.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, noted. Could be Luka RA as well.
I think
guys who
today would be the day for Luka points.
Yeah, that's what I was also going to pivot and say, because guys coming off playing OKC love to splooge. It's like getting released from prison.
Yeah, if there's any super square I would take today, it probably would be that.
I love that.
The Pels are just dog me on PNR. They have nobody.
Only concern would be blowouts, but
huge concern. But being the fact that they just played one, that's a chance I'd be willing to take. Now you got to get into the weeds. Another solid game for anything is always a Heat game. Who they play today? The problem is there's a lot of guys on this floor that Trent is not going to want to take. A lot of them. Just a ton.
Yeah.
Could be Drew Smith. Also, no J Huff.
Giannis could be super square. I love me some field goals made. One of my favorite categories.
I love those squares. I especially love when there's role players that are out for incredibly weird low squares. Like those. Those get Jim tickled.
Like Durant super low or Durant super high, really red. I kind of feel like Harden has a game as well tonight.
James fucking.
Maxey could be a good look coming off a really shit game.
God awful game.
I kind of fuck with that. They have his field goals made up 9.5. It's pretty green as mom, but he's coming off a shit game. But it is the Pistons who play good D.
The Pistons.
Pretty high total though, 230.
Yeah, as it should. Yeah, no sorry. There's huge.
I could be in on Maxey.
What are we taking for Maxey?
I don't want you to just take my super good squares because I'm also going to make a 4-man. I kind of want a Jovan 4-man.
Well, if it's my format,
It ain't looking like this.
it's going to be some NPCs. Some absolute NPCs.
Let's go ahead and load up Simone Fonachenko. Field goals made. All right, pal.
I mean, he's goated. Did you see my other square in there that's also in that game? Go ahead and load up Drew. Goots. Put him in the queue there.
Drew.
Load up Drew. To knock one down. That could be a good one to go same gamer too. Yeah, blowouts might not be as much of a factor. You're right, Spicy Hobby. Since it's cup games, score differential matters. But if it's big enough, they'll still pull, as we have learned in years past.
Rumors are swirling that you a whale on college football, and I'm fading it.
Nah.
Just a rumor.
No.
Just a rumor.
No.
Yeah.
No. Second Berg in 3 weeks on Wells week. Could be really bad. All right. We might have to go same gamer. Heat Knicks. 2 squares. That might have to be done. I wonder if they're going to let Mitch Rob play or if they're going to run him off the floor. So if they let him play, he's going to muck.
I'm going to let you cook while I get set up over here.
Yeah, go get set up. We'll cook a 4-man, some squares off stream. Honestly, Goots, let's circle back. Quick peek at the rest of CBB. Do a quick swipe through the rest of those games, and then we'll get the squad rides. A lot of shit games. Shout out McNeese. They might lay some absolute nuck against the Raging Cajuns today. West Georgia. That game's probably going to be nasty. Gross. Huge faves, though. We love that. Love that. Duke's probably laying nuck. Illinois State. People sleep on the fact that USC is just greatest offense of all time now. I will be going back to UAB over.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that game. That's a good game right there.
UAB cannot shoot. They started the game last against Alabama State 0 for 20 from 3. They didn't make a 3 until there was like 3 minutes left in the game. It was really bad. But High Point wants to run even faster than they do. So I'm taking that over right back to it.
Also, I'm seeing Xavier at plus 16 against Iowa is really odd. I know they're really bad. It's just nuts to see. And I get it. Xavier's really bad. But I'm inclined to think Tino might know this line. And he might be like, the disrespect is unbelievable.
I could see that. Definitely think there's going to be a game or two, like early season, where I was just like super overvalued.
Oh, yeah.
For no
They
reason.
always have. Yeah. And they always have games where they just can't shoot. So,
Yeah. Which, I
We
mean, this
want 'em.
one's different system than all. So, I mean, it might hurt them even more if that ends up happening.
yeah.
Don't disagree.
That's a coin lean.
Coin lean.
Strong lean.
Very strong coin lean. I also like kind of like A&M to lay Nuck. I'll say it. I saw
Right there.
back up there. It was right below the Iowa game.
Of course.
But
Probably
UCF, I saw
Yeah.
UCF shot like 70% from three last game. Granted,
Wow.
they're playing FAMU, but crazy game. A&M got throttled by Oak State. Feels like a perfect dual shooting regression spot. Plus, I just think UCF is god awful. We're gonna see that the rest of the non-con year. So I'm
And
thinking
on that-
Aggies. Shout out to Shorman.
Sherman.
Is Shorman. Go Frogs.
Dogs.
SBR.
Providence against the
Dude,
Bucs.
seeing that Georgia game also at 15.5, 16 is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Georgia Tech is horrid, though. Horrid, but this is the perfect one that they probably make close.
Maybe.
Strong coin lean on Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Do we have anything else? Utah Tech out on my card.
Got the Delta Devils playing tonight.
Yeah, right there.
Wow.
Coming back from the island. Yeah, we've had.
Yeah, that's
It's like every game.
That's rough.
We'll be fading.
Koa Pete gonna go off again.
Compete.
This is game of night.
Yeah. You know what I do hate doing though? I have a pretty weird feeling. Like I faded, granted it was West Georgia and they sat out Donovan Dent. Whenever I fade a team with a look ahead spot, I can't fade them in that game out after that. Especially when they're playing a team that's already kind of had their moment on the national stage already in Arizona.
Yeah.
And Donovan Dent's gonna be back because they rested him for this game. UCLA button is staring me in the face. I'll say.
Right in the face.
Right in the face.
Yeah, I'll be betting that. I will be betting that.
Yeah, it might have to be done.
What about
I don't
the
know if you
late
have-
night Sun Devils?
Late night Sun Devils, Goots. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
Red hot Bulldogs.
Red hot.
I mean, I honestly don't feel great. I mean, this ASU team is not any good, really. I mean, they have that center Diop. He's a big boy. He's pretty good. He's playing well. Maybe he can compete with Graham Ike down low. Maybe they can cover the spread. I mean, this is not a game that Bobby Hurley wins. It just really isn't.
Yeah, I'm interested though because they're like I think their paint D can be pretty good because
you
got bodies in there. They're athletic.
They do. Yeah,
maybe not as physical as the Zags, but like they're gonna force the guards to score a little bit. I just wonder if that means the Zags go cold. Maybe that means an under. Maybe that means Arizona State. Maybe it means something. Yeah. Something's here. I just don't know if I want to get involved.
Yeah. I'll be watching, but I don't know. I know Jay Weezy did not, but I hope he gets more carries, especially outside of tackles.
Yeah, that'll be huge because Derrick Henry is dog meat.
Okay.
Dog meat.
Ready for the squad ride, Javon?
Load it up, kids. Let's see it.
Let's see it.
All right. Squad ride up and moving. Up and moving. Let me do some quick college juice checks on the Spurs. See what they're at. Still minus 130. We're good. So, I mean, I guess it would just have to be my place. Spurs, Abilene, and TCU.
Unless you had anything else.
Just looking through anything else we talked about. I mean, UCLA is certainly a candidate.
Yeah.
What was the Goots POD tonight?
Creighton.
I was so in on that too.
Yeah.
So in on that. Let's add that to the poll. Let's do those 4.
All right. Hold on.
A lot of Texas. Texas and Creighton is the card. Abilene, sneaky Squad Ride and BTL coin respectors could be put on the stand tonight.
Good.
And we're seeing some 7.5s.
So Spurs now. TCU still 7.5, correct?
Still 7.5. And Abilene 7.5.
7.5. Okay.
And then Creighton with Gucci.
Yeah, what's their consensus line for Creighton?
Creighton, I'll take a peek.
33.5 potentials?
33.5 against the Shoreman.
So we got Spurs ML, TCU plus 7.5, Abilene Christian plus 7.5, and Creighton minus 33.5.
Love
Sound
that.
good? All right,
That sounds great.
Sounds nicey.
Yeah, early NHL sweat. What's going on with that? Why do they play so early?
There's an early game.
Yeah, the Preds and Pens.
Okay. Dropping link, chat.
For sure. Oh, it's a Sweden game. That's why. I for sure lean the Preds, but I hate betting on that team, so I'm not going to do it. For those asking in chat.
Links in chat.
Hole is up.
Is up.
My God.
Spurs out to an early lead.
It's about to be some steam after you said that on any other.
Bunch of steam.
Rav ain't getting one early. Dude, when are we going to talk about Rav getting one, man? We can't let Rav keep getting one.
He's not getting one early, that's for sure.
We can't. We can't let him do it. Certainly can't.
I'm just happy Pitt isn't that a bettable dog that would be in there, and that'd be cake early.
Dude, we didn't talk about enough to Pitt getting worked in the backyard brawl last night.
Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad.
They got upset as favorites on the gridiron, then got nuck dropped on them on the court.
What are we doing, man?
What a horrid program out there in a huge rivalry game. Getting blanked in both games is bad. Rav definitely not getting one tomorrow. We love to see that. We need Notre Dame dropping Nuck. Get your votes in chat. Twitter poll is up. Remember that the coin leans will be live right after this, so stick around for that. We'll hear some of Trent's lab work. Certainly. Looking like a strong
Spurs.
Strong blowout in the Squad Ride Vault. I'm surprised. Not really. Yeah, just on YouTube still. Just on YouTube.
Just on the tube.
Strong SEC matchups. About to be inbound. My God.
Trent was sitting there.
Pretty interested.
Pretty interested.
What's up?
Trent was just sitting there just crafting the surge. I mean, there's no
crafting the surge, man.
No college plays to be found. I'll say it.
Yeah, he was prepping the coin leads, man.
Curious.
Not prepping for the coin leads. Woke up late. He's got 75 weddings to attend in a 3-week span. Not even weddings, wedding showers. Wedding showers. What guy goes to multiple wedding showers?
Apparently Trent.
It's just. Krabs living drone strikes in the course. Yeah, what do you think Krabs is shooting right now?
Krabs probably having a great time, and that's all he cares about. I don't know how hard these courses are he's playing, but
dude, he's probably Phil Mick out there, dude.
Might be me and Phil Mick.
130, high 90s, 95. Not great, but the boost is flowing. That's probably the correct answer.
Fat girls, what's up?
Fat girls in corn last night.
Corn.
My God.
Yeah, I saw he dropped knocked here like 42 in one of those games.
Yeah, he was dropping some absolute nuck. Shot Trent for not dropping nuck.
ZDZ, the Kai Trump Square. I'm pretty sure she cast the less than, but came last in the tournament.
Wow, I just got the update.
Oh wow.
Just got the PP updates.
Looking like
Now
the Spurs, chat.
Massive.
Massive.
Looks like we are rolling with the San Antonio Spurs tonight
We sure are.
in the rematch. Shout out Wemby. And shout out. Hopefully De'Aaron Fox is not horse meat tonight because we might need it.
Darren, my goat, he's going off.
Might need that for Goots.
I need
All right. Rare time. We can wrap it up on time.
Yep,
We're doing
wrap
a
it
little
up a little early. Get to the Coinleans chat on YouTube.
Massive. Yeah,
Link has been dropped.
Links, see the PODs, W Goots for popping up.
Yep,
We'll be seeing you in 2 minutes.
will be. Shout out Spurs.
Let's go.